You are listening to Gotta Have Faith, a Seven Virtues Ranch romance, Book 1, written and narrated by Becky Doughty. Chapter 1. Nothing finer than a hard-working woman in a worn pair of jeans and a Stetson. Faith Goodacre straightened and turned slowly. She'd know that voice anywhere, even after all these years. She removed her safety glasses, wishing she'd worn her shades instead, and narrowed her eyes against the brilliant sunlight. It was uncommonly warm for early May, but the weather could still change on a dime this time of year. She settled her hat a little firmer on her head, then lifted her chin a notch so she could look down her nose at the man who'd just rounded the end of the barn to park across the gravel driveway behind her. Hooking her thumbs in the belt loops on her jeans, she watched as Cordell Overman took his sweet time getting out of his big Cajun red Silverado, grinning at her all the while. He stopped several feet away from her, thank the good Lord above, because even if she could get her feet to move, she wasn't about to retreat. He was on her turf, and she hadn't yet decided if that was a good thing or not. She widened her stance and squared her shoulders. Sure beats a city slicker with soft hands and a sunburnt scalp, kicking up dust in a shiny new truck to boot, she said, letting her sweet tea drawl lace the words with just enough sugar to take the edge off. Ouch! Cord clutched his chest and staggered backward a step or two. But he kept his eyes fixed on her face, and his smile didn't waver, making it somewhat difficult for her to maintain her disdainful expression. Holy smokes, he looked good. Not that she was looking. Okay, yeah, she was. You're looking good, Cord. Dang it, she hadn't meant to say it out loud, but at least she sounded unaffected by his sudden appearance. Even with this sizable hole you just blasted through me? He lifted his hand and peered down as though to gauge the extent of the damage, then looked back up at her again, his eyes sparkling with humor. Looks to me like you'll survive, Faith quipped. He held his arms out at his sides, making his already snug gray t-shirt stretch even tighter across his chest. Then how about a welcome back to the holler hug for an old friend? She forced her gaze to stay on his face, but looking into his November sky eyes was proving to be just as troublesome as ogling.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?